Hello everyone. So today's topic is string. So what's the string in Java? So basically, we can say it as a sequence of character. So basically, there is a two ways in which we can create a string. So the first one is using a string literal, and the second one is using a new keyword. So we'll just simply go and see what exactly the difference between these two via diagram. So yeah, this is the diagram which I was talking about. So basically you can go and see like we have created a four different string. The first two using a string literal. So in that like we are creating a reference and we are directly passing the values to it. And for the other twos you can see we have used a new keyword. So this S1, S2, S3, S4, all these references basically stored in the stack area, and I guess you must be aware of it. So you can see these all are stored inside the stack area and it has some memory. Now if I talk about the another part, which is like for this S1 and S2 you can see both have the same values, and this S3 and S4 is also having the same values. But what is happening is when we create something using a string literal, it is stored inside the string constant pool, which is basically inside the heap area. But when we create using a new keyword, so it will directly go and store inside the heap area. Now let's suppose we have created this S1 with the value TAT. So firstly it will go and search, is there TAT is already present inside the string constant pool? So for the S1 it was not. So it has gone and created a TAT inside this string constant pool, and now this S1 is pointing to this TAT. Next time when this S2 will created, now it will go again and search for this TAT, and it will go and search whether this is available inside this string constant pool. So obviously yes it is, because S1 is already pointing to this STAT. Now this S2 will also go and point to the same TAT. But the scenario is totally different when we talk about the new. In that new, like even though there are 100 of the values with the same name, this S3, S4, every time there will be a new TAT is going to create inside the heap memory, and this S2 will point to this one, this S4 will point to this TAT. So here a new concept has been introduced. We can say like you have must heard of it. We call string as immutable. So basically strings are not immutable. The object of these strings are immutable. What that means? Okay, I will explain you with the help of example. Let's suppose we'll try to change the value of this S2. So immutable, which means that we cannot change the value of it. Let's suppose we will try to concat the value of this S2 with the some other values. Like we are modifying this S2 with some other values, and let's suppose try to print it out. What it will happen? Let's run it. You can see we are still getting the Java. Like we are trying to modify with the some values other, like we are trying to add welcome in this Java, but we are not able to do so. And this is the reason the object is already, like the Java is already there, like it has fixed, and we are trying to change the values of this with the welcome. So it is not happening. But what it will happen is when we try to create another string with S6, and we will store the values of this Java welcome inside this. Now you can see this S6 will print the values of this Java welcome. So what is happening is inside this stack area there will be one more S6 will create, and inside this string constant pool there will be one value with the Java welcome will create, and this S6 is going to point that. So this is the reason we call it string as a immutable. I hope the points are clear now. Now we'll move ahead and talk about some of the important method of the string Java. So there are basically multiple methods. So I will just give you a brief intro so that you can refresh all the topics one more time. So we have the string length, which will gives us the length. We have the char at, which will give us the at which character we are looking for, like at character 2 what is the value of that, like in this string what is the value at this char at. Now we have the substring which will start from the index 3 and go till the end. Also there is one more where we can pass the end, like the last index at which, from which to which we want the substring. So in that way we can use this. We have the another method which is concat, which I have already told you. Now there are another method which is indexOc, which will give us at which index this share is, like share is located. We have the methods like equals, equal ignore cases, and then we have compare to. This compare to which basically return negative, positive or zero values. So according to that, like it basically return ASCII values, and if it is positive, negative and zero, according to that values we will decide whether these both these strings, like we can compare these two strings. And we have the another one which is the two lowercase and two uppercase, and these are the trims. So it's an overview of the string method. You can go and explore more of it. Now we'll move further, and the next topic is the string buffer. So we know that a string is a mutable. So to implement something which is immutable, we have introduced this string buffer. And what that string buffer is, something which is growable, which means we can modify the value of it, and this is the good part of the Java, you can say. Now we can create a Java using a three-way. We know, like simply we can go and create a string buffer using a new keyword. And the second one is we can pass the capacity, like how much capacity, like how much the value of that particular string is going to be. For here, like we can see we have passed it as a 22. In this case it will basically, the initial capacity of will be at 16, so it will reserve that 16 space. And here we are just directly passing the values, like what is the value of that string buffer is. And the good part is that we have the append method which allow us to basically change the value. So here you can see sb dot append. So here the hello is already there, and we are trying to some add values in this Java, and this string buffer is actually allow us to do so, because the string is not basically allowing us to do so, but this string buffer is allowing us to do. And this in this s1 basically it's a 22 character, like it's the capacity is 22, but still we can add more than the 22 values. You can see I have passed more than 22s, and I will just try to run it. So you can see we are getting this hello Java, so which is hello was already there, and we have appended Java here, and then we have stored the values which is more than 22. And there are another method which is insert. Actually there are so many methods: insert, delete, remove, so which we will not discuss here. We will go further. The next topic is the string builder. So the string builder is almost similar to what we have discussed for the string buffer, but there are few differences which I will talk. But before that, I just want to know, like in this also we can use the same way what we have done for the string buffer, and also it has the similar method what we have used, like the insert, append, the delete, remove kind of thing. So you can go like it's a basic thing. And now the difference is like the what's exactly the difference between string buffer and a string builder. The like both these classes are different from the string is only because both are the mutable class, like we can change the value of it. But these two classes, like the string buffer and string builder, are different just because of the synchronization. So basically string like builder does not guarantee to provide a synchronization, which means that it is not a thread safe, but the string buffer is the thread safe, because string builder, like there can be a multiple threads at a time, and because of that it is a faster. And for the string builder, a string buffer, it is a thread safe, like there can be only one thread at a time, and because of that it is slow. So according to these two advantages and disadvantages, we can prefer which we want to use, like a string buffer or string builder. So this is the like a brief over about the string. We will discuss the interview questions in the next video. Hope you like the video. Thank you. Bye.